Welcome to Justin versus Justin. I'm Justin with an E.
And I'm Justin with an I.
This week we're talking about Rampage.
That's right, and I'd like to point out that we are the only show that is written by Justins for Justins.
Yeah.
And anyone else who happens to not be
easily. So yes, we have Justin Boots.
Yeah.
And Justin Bieber CDs.
Oh, no, we don't.
Okay, we don't have those. We should just have a full Justin show.
Yeah, and I'm drinking Dixon cider.
For some reason, I thought of Garth. If Benjamin was an ice cream flavor, he'd be pralines and dick.
Ew.
Oh, well, okay.
We make Wayne's World references.
We talk about Wayne's World way too much here. We want to talk about Rampage. This movie came out just this weekend. Yeah, it just came out. It's got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in it.
I understand that he's a popular actor.
He is very popular and quite dashing.
So he was in Walking Tall?
He was in Walking Tall. He was in Doom. His other video game movie. The Rundown. Yep. San Andreas. The second.
But that was not his fault.
No.
Okay.
The second Jumanji movie.
Which you said was really good.
I thought it was hilarious. I think it was great.
The Central Intelligence.
Yeah, Central Intelligence, which was
Did they make a sequel to that? Central Intelligence 2?
No, I don't believe
featuring
it.
Kevin Hart and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
He was in The Other Guys.
He was.
In the very
he had a very small part in The Other Guys.
Yep. With Samuel L. Jackson. That was a hell of a team up.
Yeah, that was just great when they died just by jumping off a building.
Ironically enough, he was not in The Rock.
No, he was not in.
You think he would have been in that? So he was not in. So now we'll start a list of movies he was not in. He was not in An Affair to Remember. He was not in Chinatown. He was not in.
He wasn't in Batman.
No, he was not.
He wasn't in Spider-Man.
He wasn't in X-Men.
No.
Why the hell are we talking about this guy?
Yeah, fuck Dwayne Johnson.
Was he in Doctor? I almost said. Was he in Dr. Jones?
He's probably not even that strong. Dwayne Johnson, we challenge you to come here and arm wrestle us.
He does. I saw you wrestle.
Bring it. This little puny thing take you down. Those muscles aren't real. It's a suit.
It's a suit? Who do you think he is, Gallagher?
It's a Halloween costume.
Do you remember Gallagher? How he used to put on that muscle suit and walk around?
It's all CGI. He looks like Steve Rogers in the original.
Oh, yeah.
You're puny. No, if he came here, I'd probably be like, I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson, don't hurt me.
I think this is the only sentence that I've ever made that references Gallagher and The Rock in the same way.
No, but it won't be the last.
You Rudy, put your brony, I'm going to smash a watermelon right on now.
But anyway,
yeah, this
movie. It's entertaining. I saw it. You unfortunately have not.
Is it a movie?
It is somewhat of a movie.
Okay.
It's actually the #1 grossing video game movie at the moment, which good for Dwayne Johnson.
Well, which is odd because it's out the same time as Tomb Raider.
It is.
But I'd like to point out that Tomb Raider has not been probably a really good video game for a long time.
It hasn't, and I honestly don't think the movie...
Rampage even longer.
Yeah. But I don't think Tomb Raider performed very well at the box office, this new one.
Yeah.
Not too many people were talking about it.
I mean,
I didn't get the chance to go see it.
Yeah, I thought it was out for like a week.
Yeah, it seems like it was like that. It seems like it was like, boom, out of the theater.
So we were talking about Doom before. Did you see Doom in the theaters?
I did, and I had the privilege of owning that for a while.
Nice. Dude, I ran a Blockbuster. You know I seen Doom.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those movies that a lot of people don't like it, but I didn't mind it. I didn't think it was horrible, but it wasn't amazing. I confuse it
with Ghost of Mars a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's, I don't know. Like, one has The Rock, one doesn't, one has Ice Cube, and I think the other one might. I don't know. But then it's kind of like you get into the whole area of, like, is Natasha Henstridge in this? I don't know.
I think the biggest problem with Doom was just the supporting cast around Carl Urban and The Rock. Outside of those two, the cast was garbage. Like that weird creepy guy that he's never been in any other movie that I can think of, and that other dude that I've never seen in any other movie,
no,
and
seriously,
the other dude that I've never seen in another movie.
Like, oh, we hired these guys, and then they show up as like supporting cast members in 24, and it's like crazy villain number 2, this guy from Doom.
Yeah, he's at Comic-Con, he's giving away the free autographs. And he's just sitting there going,
leave me alone, I want to go see Tom Skerritt. You want to see a picture of me and Skerritt? There it is. That could be you.
No, he's doing the scary movie. Why don't you take a couple looks at these pictures and let me know what you think? And it's him in a bikini.
And I'd like to point out that guy right there, that guy, the principal, was Benjamin's my friend from Wayne's World. Yeah. Benjamin's no one's friend. Going back to your earlier reference.
Yes.
So he's like, what do you think there, Sydney? No. How about this one? You sure? Yeah.
No, okay.
Excellent scary movie reference. All right. I like how we're not talking about the movie.
Well, you haven't seen it, so it's difficult, but I've seen it.
It's okay, because you can spoil it for me.
And this movie was entertaining. I will give it that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you didn't get a chance to see it yet.
No, but I am fully okay if you spoil this for me, because I'm saving all my juice for...
But you've played the video game.
I have. I was a big fan of the Nintendo game.
Yes. So, the movie, nothing like the video game. The video game, you're a scientist who becomes a giant gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
In this movie, it's just a gorilla who becomes a giant gorilla.
Do they feature the video game anywhere in the movie?
They do.
It is a classic trope.
It is. The video game placement of Rampage in this movie is in the stupidest spot I can think of. Like, you think it'd be in the background when they're destroying the city and there's a kid in an arcade or something?
Yep, exactly.
No, the two evil people who run the company that made these genetic process to mutate these animals, and they have this posh office in downtown Chicago, and in the corner of their posh office is Rampage the video game. A full cabinet of Rampage, and it's just sitting there blatantly for everyone to see, and it makes no sense of its placement.
So, we are in Illinois.
Yes.
And I've not been here as long as you. Is Rampage based on a true story? Did this actually happen in Chicago?
I believe it did happen, but it was about Steve Snepolopsky. He ate too many sausages.
Ah, that makes sense.
He didn't become a giant gorilla, he just became an asshole.
Oh, yeah. He died of 6 heart attacks there.
The doctor said he needed to take some light sausage. He got him stuck right there. It was right after the Bulls won.
The Bulls.
They said it was the crowds after the Bulls game. No, it was George Stephanopoulos. After he ate his sausages, he became George the Angry Gorilla.
Does Iggy Wood show up anywhere in this?
No.
So the great Super Bowl champion of 1985 who had the Iggy Shuffle. Yeah, right?
I would like to film you doing that full dance.
I think I was doing the Blue Meanie dance.
But the premise of this movie is just stupid. I'm sorry. They made Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson look like he's impenetrable, like he's Superman.
So how did these things turn into giant monsters then?
Well, okay, they're...
And would they technically be kaiju?
The company is trying to make this weaponized chemical that can turn animals into these giant beasts and all this so they can just destroy cities, basically make them into weapons.
Okay, which makes sense. Which you do.
And basically, because what they're doing is so illegal, they have to perform their experiments in space. And while they're in space, it opens up, this chick's trying to get off a space station, and there's a giant rat that's chasing her. And this rat's trying to kill her. It's killed everybody else on the ship. So she gets, these samples of this chemical or whatever it is into her space pod, and she escapes, but the rat's attacking her ship. Which basically, upon re-entry to the Earth, makes her ship just explode.
So the rat was in open space attacking this because this serum made it a super rat?
Yeah, so it didn't die right away in space.
Can I just say something about this plot? I already like that plot better than Cloverfield in space.
Yes. But anyway, the canisters survive. They come crashing down to Earth.
All right.
One ends up going into the Florida Keys, and it turns an alligator into a giant beast, and then one goes out into Utah, and it turns a wolf.
A giant Mormon. Bring 'em young, bring 'em young.
That's a giant Book of Mormon. I feel there needs to be a parody movie with that.
Does he have his special underpants? Yeah.
special underpants, his white shirt.
We're not making fun of the religion of Mormonism if you're Mormon. We're making fun of like the Book of Mormon, the play that was first on South Park, and then Trey Parker.
Not that it doesn't make fun of their religion at all.
Yeah. But we are equal opportunity offenders, and we look forward to making fun of many different religions on this.
I make fun of everybody.
Yeah,
I make fun of myself.
Hey, you know who sucks? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. No, I'm just like, I don't know. He's gonna kick our ass.
He will. I hope he watches this. It'd be cool to be our first celebrity is us getting filmed, getting beat up by Dwayne "The Rock"
I think that's it's totally cool because it's us punching up, and it's like I actually like The Rock quite a bit. So
I do. But that would be awesome. To be like our first celebrity cameo, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson beating us up.
Yeah, that's totally fine with me.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, what a way to go.
But yeah, these cancers come crashing to Earth. One of them, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson plays a primate expert. He doesn't his only friends are animals.
When does he find time to extensively build his muscles?
Apparently
because he must
bananas.
spend hours in the gym, right?
Yes.
But he's really teaching, a primate how to love or something.
He's teaching him sign language.
This is how you do it, like this. Yeah.
George, we're family. Yeah.
I doubt he's ever invited him over to his house for dinner.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Hypocrite. The thing in this movie is the monkey. Okay, there's a lot of comedy in this movie, but it falls flat. The funniest person in the movie is George the monkey, and that's just because he keeps flipping off Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Is he played by Andy Serkis?
No, he's just a CGI monkey.
Silly CGI monkey.
That was a CGI monkey.
I think I should get a shirt that says that. It wasn't me, it was the CGI monkey.
What is a CGI monkey?
You know how you can date yourself too? If you want to prove that you're old, like possibly older than 30.
You can date yourself?
Yeah. No, as in like carbon date yourself and say...
Oh, I thought you meant like go on a date with yourself.
You know how I'm old? I use the term CGI. Because I remember when Lawnmower Man came out, which also involved a cybernetic monkey.
Yes.
Cybo Man, So, yeah, that's how you know you're old as fuck. So,
well, how would you like me to refer to so we stay young and hip?
No, you can't. I mean, that's the thing. That's in our vernacular. Yes. So we're going to say CGI, and we're going to talk about the original Tron and how good it was.
It was good.
I'm not going to deny that. I can't. That's why we're old. We're OG, man. We're OG nerds, Like, I guarantee you've probably seen some of these movies that, like, people now would be like, that's so terrible. Be like,
I've watched them all. I think I own half of them.
I love The Black Hole. It's like, it's a shit movie, man.
I can't wait for one young whippersnapper to go, Event Horizon, what a piece of garbage.
Oh, them's fighting words.
That Event Horizon movie sucked, man.
It's terrible. Let's just do I'm going to do a podcast about Event Horizon. About Event Horizon.
Well, maybe we should just scrap Rampage. We'll just go into Event Horizon.
So they're on the plane. And Alan Grant is there from Jurassic Park. But he's evil. Yeah.
But he's evil.
Oh, back to Rampage. Sorry.
He's evil.
Yeah. Quasi-evil.
He wants mutated sea bass with frickin' laser beams on top of their head.
Are there any fish in this?
They're not. Well, I mean, there's an alligator.
That's not a fish. That's a reptile.
Well, yeah, that's the closest thing you're getting.
But that's Lizzie, right? Is it like bipedal or like?
Well, they don't have names for him.
Oh, okay.
George is the only one that gets a name in this movie.
All right. Well, there was George and Lizzie.
Well, see, that's because in the video game they were scientists who became these creatures.
Fair enough, but I mean, it was kind of on the nose.
Yeah, in the video game and the movie, they're actual animals who become the animals.
So you said that there was a wolf from Utah.
Yes.
That turned into something.
He could fly.
A flying wolf. Okay.
And he was, I mean, it wasn't bad. But the thing that just irked me throughout this movie is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson survives many, many death ordeals and walks out the other end perfectly unscathed and fine.
Yeah, you told me a couple of these. You said that he gets shot, that he falls off the Sears Tower or something?
Yeah, I mean, okay, he survives a plane crash.
Yeah.
Plane goes around, and they miraculously make it out at the last minute. Then, he's surviving getting shot. He survives, killer gorillas and a wolf and an alligator. He gets shot and he's walking around like it's no big deal.
Wow.
He holds he gets shot in the side.
It's like his old wrestling
and he's holding it for like 2 seconds. the rest of the movie, he's perfectly fine and walking around.
They're like, just forget that you were shot. You're in an adrenaline rush.
Yeah. Like at the end of the movie, like he's laughing and crying and all this. He's not like, oh fuck, get this, I got shot.
Maybe it was like that death surge that you get, like that shot of energy that you get, and you get like really vibrant before you die. Maybe that's what it was, and he died after the movie.
Like at a certain point, though, he'd probably be like, "Seriously, I'm losing a lot of blood here."
I imagine it like healed itself with like handsomeness or something. It's like
it probably did. He, his 6-pack just engulfed the bullet and pushed it out.
Yeah, that's how it was like.
His muscles.
That's what Arnold did back in the day.
Well, Arnold was impenetrable.
In here.
Wouldn't that be something? Arnold versus Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Have they been in the same movie?
They never been in the same movie.
They never have. That would be interesting. I know that. Did you see that movie Kill Gunther?
Yes.
That was supposed to be awesome. Was it good?
It was different, but it wasn't bad.
It was like
it was kind of funny.
Was trying to take him out.
It was. It was It was like a sketch comedy type thing where, like a first person, like a reality type show about a bunch of hitmen that want to take out Gunther, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Huh. And the funny thing is Arnold in that movie, like his disguises and stuff, like he'll be like an old lady and he'll pull it off and he'll be like, "It's Gunther."
Oh man,
it's like I said,
I would have done that movie more serious, where it's like you have like all these people trying to take him out, like a la John Wick 2.
Yeah.
Something like that. I think that would have been cool with Arnold. But.
It would have been cooler if it was like had some more serious stuff, but it was a straight comedy, and it was okay. It wasn't amazing. It was okay.
So that just led me to another thing. Did you ever see this movie? It had Ron Perlman. It had Josh Hartnett in it. It had Kevin McKidd. It was called Bunkaroo.
I've never seen Bunkaroo.
So it's about how there's this like cult of like killers, right? And there's number 2 and number 1, and number 1 is like you get to be number 1. It's very like Afro Samurai in that sense. So it's like number 1 is supposed to be like this badass, and this guy's cousin comes, and it's like it's half a Japanese movie and half an American movie, and it, like I said, it has like Josh Hartnett in it, and he plays like the cowboy, and Kevin McKidd is in it from Rome. If you've ever seen that. So and he was in it, and there's like basically a bunch of assassins trying to kill each other to go up in rank. It was friggin' bananas, man.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
So this has nothing to do with Rampage, but it has everything to do with the fact that it's like Kill Gunther type style, and I'm like, that's what I thought the movie would be like, so that would be cool.
I think, who would win, Rock or
Arnold? Well, I mean,
Arnold in his prime versus Rock in his prime.
So I was into wrestling back in the day, and I saw The Rock versus Hulk Hogan, and I've never seen anything like that in my life. Like, you could literally, like, taste the air. It was, like, that thick, and, like, there's so many people focusing on one spot. You could literally feel intense all around you. And it was Hulk Hogan versus The Rock, and this was in, like, 2002.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was, like, Hulk was past his prime, and The Rock was, like, in his prime, and The Rock won. So, realistically, I would think that The Rock would win. But now, you would get someone else. Like, who would you get to, like, where The Rock is kind of, like, not in his prime?
Well, see, I think the thing is Rock as far as movie Rock goes, not wrestling Rock, but movie Rock. I think right now is his prime. So I'm thinking like Arnold in 80s Arnold versus now's Rock. Who would win that fight?
I don't know, because I'm still thinking
we both have huge muscles.
Because I'm still thinking, I'm like, well, John Cena's right behind him.
John Cena is in, but I went and saw Blockers. And watching John Cena take a funnel up his ass again.
And that other guy
that kind of takes away his tough guy credit.
The other guy that looks like Mark Wahlberg, but he's not quite Mark Wahlberg. I guess he would be the guy
from Mad TV.
Yeah. Is he? He was from Mad TV.
He was from Mad TV.
It's those lost seasons that were on like Saturday nights at like 1:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So
yeah, I don't think John Cena can.
I would think that based on the type of movie or anything like that, you would probably have either one of them win. Like, think how they had pit him against Vin Diesel, and it was kind of like, oh, we're so evenly matched, but they'll find a way to win or something like that. Then, like, Vin Diesel would, like, edge out the victory somehow, because it was his movie.
Well, yeah.
But if it was the other way around, then The Rock would edge out the victory.
I think, honestly, if they were in a movie together and there was a fight scene, they'd both punch each other in the face at the same time and knock each other out.
That'd be interesting. That would be like a Mel Gibson sort of fight. Like, I always felt that Mel Gibson fought battles of equal value, where he would always fight someone. It's like, oh, you got a knife? Well, I don't have a knife, and you're going to be hard to fight, and, you know, things like Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
You know? Whereas, like, Bruce Willis would always fight someone way more strong than him.
Yeah.
So I think that The Rock would probably have to fight, like, something crazy.
Yeah, but let me bring up this. In this movie, The Rock has a very Arnold-esque moment that kind of made me think of Commando.
Nice.
You know Commando, where he just walks up to the car and, like, rips the car seat out, and he's like, drive.
Classic moment.
You know, he just rips a car seat out like it's nothing. Well, in this movie, for some reason, first of all, The Rock got arrested by the government. I don't know why.
The government. Because you do.
Yeah, the monkey grew big and The Rock got arrested. I don't know why.
Well, they must have thought he was tampering. He was spanking the monkey.
I guess so. Yeah, so yeah, he shows up in this thing. You know, he's got the big thick zip tie handcuffs on, and he's on the plane that's crashing, and he stands up and just goes rips it like that.
Of course.
I was like, oh, a very Arnold-esque moment.
That's like right out of a racer.
Well, first of all, I'm sitting there questioning, going, why is he arrested? He didn't do anything. The monkey got big. They took the monkey down. They're transporting the monkey, and for some reason, The Rock got arrested.
So we have no idea of what charges that he's been accused.
I don't know if they thought
it must be some sort of federal crime where the government would take sort of jurisdiction.
Yeah, and well, first that's when Jeffrey Dean Morgan's cowboy character comes in, because he's got a nice southern
This
drawl.
feels like the setup for the second Kingsman movie.
Kind of. Honestly, Jeffrey Dean Morgan would have fit perfectly into the Kingsman with that accent and everything, because he had the thick southern accent. And honestly, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I think, is actually probably the best character in this movie. But still, yeah, The Rock, it has these moments of just like, what the hell's going on? Like I said,
does he jump out of a plane without a parachute?
He jumps out of a plane and puts a parachute on Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who's unconscious.
Oh boy! Wow, he's such a hero.
Honestly, the filming of this is actually, it's a good film quality and everything. But when they jump out of the plane and it's crashing and everything, they have this really horrible GoPro footage of The Rock, and it's super close like this, and he's like, "Goodbye, old friend," and he's talking to the monkey. And it's just that sounds like you just ruined this movie with this horrible GoPro footage.
Maybe they ran out of money.
They must have, or they're like, the director was like, "We're gonna put some like cool action style filming in," but it was just like, "Oh, we got some $30 GoPros off of Craigslist."
Do you think that this movie was filmed shortly? Like they're just like, dude, we're just gonna finish it, whatever.
I think it was. I think it was like, let's just get this done. The Rock's in it. We know it's gonna make us a shit ton of money because The Rock's in it. People are gonna go see it because The Rock, because his movies are entertaining. And like I said, this movie is entertaining. Mm-hmm. Is it good? No.
So here's a thought. We're talking about The Rock, and The Rock is obviously a huge draw. We know that Star Wars is a huge draw.
Yes.
Who else is really the big draw? I mean, you've got the Avengers and like those type of movies, which are huge.
Yeah,
is
definitely
there any
the
singular
Avengers.
Character other than like Dwayne The Rock Johnson that is that big of a draw for movies?
Anybody who plays Batman.
I don't know that that's true, because like, look at any singular Rock movie and then look at like Suicide Squad or Justice League.
But those are not standalone Batman movies.
Okay, so you feel like the iconic character of Batman would, and I mean, I'm inclined to agree, because like anything Batman, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a fair take. So a fictional character is
anything
that
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Tom Hanks is kind of like that, you know.
But see, everything Tom Hanks does, he just shits gold out. He literally shits gold.
Did you say gold?
Yes.
Silver!
Well, just think of it. Okay, name a bad Tom Hanks movie. That was just truly, horribly awful.
Charlie Wilson's War?
Was it really, truly, horribly awful, though?
I mean, it was bad. Let's see. I mean, Cloud Atlas. But I can't say...
Cloud Atlas, I'll give you that one.
I can't say it's fully Tom Hanks movie. You know, and I can't say it's fully bad because I don't know that I understand it.
Yeah, Cloud Atlas. You know, I can't say it was bad because I have no clue what the hell was going on.
How many times have you seen it?
I watched it twice.
Yeah, it's nutso.
It was like Altered Carbon. I just went, fuck that shit. I don't understand it. I'm not going to watch it anymore.
Dude, that show, like, it made me yearn for sleep.
Yes.
You know, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to sleep instead of watching this. Then I don't have to watch it.
You did the classic Tom Hanks line, I'm pretty tired.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
We were watching it here. He just stood up in the middle of the show and goes, I'm pretty tired. Think I'll go home now.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, took off out the door running.
Yeah.
Then his leg braces fell off, and some girl screamed, Forrest! I don't know. It was the whole scene. It was a whole.
Is that what she said? I thought she said foreskin. I don't know. Well, yours makes a lot more sense. Makes a lot more sense, let me tell you. Oh.
No wonder you screamed back. How do you know?
Well, it was the South and, poor rural Beola Battery, Alabama. So.
Beola Battery, Alabama.
I feel like there are some bad movies out there in terms of like Tom Hanks movies. I feel like we're not giving them justice that they deserve. I would love for one of our listeners to comment.
Yeah, so if there's a horrible movie we can't think of, well, maybe The Terminal. It was kind of boring.
Yeah,
it wasn't really bad, but it was boring.
And that's the whole thing. It's like, is there not enjoyable parts of The Terminal? Like, I mean, I remember when he made his own place to live, and he's like,
you do have a Trek moment.
Yep, you definitely do
because in Terminal, who's there?
George Takei.
Not George Takei, but someone
William
from
Shatner.
No, she's in the current Star Trek movie.
Oh, Zoe Saldana. Yeah.
And she even does the Live Long and Prosper in the Terminal.
Nice.
She's in the Terminal.
I just remember the movie was about like him wanting to.
He's
he
wants
to get jazz.
No, he's like Borat, and he's stuck in Terminal, can't get home.
It's funny because that is such a culturally iconic movie, Borat. And everybody hates it. They're like, oh,
everybody
Borat,
hates Sacha Baron Cohen's movies, but everybody always references him.
I gotta say, I never saw Bruno.
Bruno,
it looked annoying.
I honestly think Bruno was funnier than Borat.
Really?
Because
the CJ.
Because the part that I was just cracking up at was he gets this big lavish house, and always wants to make. Interview with Hollywood stars and stuff.
Doesn't he not have furniture?
He doesn't have furniture, so he hires his Mexican gardeners to be his furniture.
That's so terrible.
So he's literally sitting on people.
That's pretty funny. I mean, that's damn funny.
My furniture people.
And I mean, he's done some stuff too. I don't know when the last time I saw him was in maybe like Hugo or something.
Sacha Baron Cohen?
Yeah.
Wasn't he in like a serious role as of lately?
Well, he was somewhat serious.
I know he was in
Les Mis.
Yeah, I was about to say he was in Les Mis.
And Hugo.
Yeah, and Hugo. I feel like there's something else.
Hugo. I thought it was so boring.
Yeah, but I think there's something else that we're missing.
I'm sure. Just like we're missing bad Tom Hanks movies. Yeah. Because Not That Thing You Do. I fucking love that movie.
Well, I mean, Tom Hanks.
Love the movie.
Oh, yeah. Avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan. Well, that's because Tom Hanks movies have brought us some great classic lines.
The Man with One Red Shoe.
Yeah, there's no crying in baseball. Are you crying?
But I get to get on top.
Or, Wilson! How many people have not yelled Wilson at one point in their life?
I did that last week. I really did. I think I was in work.
His basketball went over the neighbor's yard. Wilson!
That may be true. I'm not a good shot. No Larry Bird am I. Yeah.
You're not a White Man Can Jump. Woody Harrelson there?
That's probably a better movie than Rampage, dude. I mean, you think about it.
Alright, let's get back to this trash heap of a movie.
No, I wanted to digress all the way back to Wildcats with Goldie Hawn, which was the first time that we got to see Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson together.
Yeah. That was actually a good movie.
That was a great movie. LL Cool J.
LL Cool J was in that?
Yeah, LL Cool J was in that.
Because I remember Wildcats, but I don't remember LL Cool J.
Wildcats.
I remember that. Wildcats.
Oh, my name is Finch, and I'll sit on the bitch.
That actually was a great movie. I kind of want to rewatch it now.
That might be my favorite Goldie Hawn movie.
Yeah. Overboard wasn't bad.
It was not bad.
The original Overboard. I'm not looking forward to the remake.
Oh, no.
You haven't seen the previews for the remake of that?
Who's in it?
I'll show you that later. I'll show you that garbage heap that's coming out with Anna Faris and some dude, I don't even know his name.
Anna Faris, ew. They didn't go with the obvious. Like, why wouldn't they pick her daughter?
Probably because even her daughter saw the script for this and said no.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a whole Sandra Bullock type vehicle.
It does, but when I'll show you the trailer after we're done filming this, and then we can make a video about how bad you think this trailer looks.
Oh.
So no, there's some good, decent Goldie Hawn movies. Actually, the second Wives or the First Wives Club was actually a pretty funny movie.
I would go back to Private Benjamin.
That was a good one too.
That was a good one, and I mean that's a fucking deep cut if you ask me, because you know it's this woman who's like a high society woman that ends up having to go into the military, and she has to kind of persevere through like it's very much like Stripes with a lady, you know, kind of like that, and I mean it was pretty awesome. So it was classic '80s, like right around the time of when they were doing movies like Stripes.
Yeah,
and it was like that sort of patriotic sort of time when you had like Good Morning Vietnam. It was MASH was on TV.
MASH was on. Yeah. You had Full Metal Jacket.
So let me just get this straight. Goldie Hawn was not in this movie.
No.
Okay.
She would have made it better.
Because she was in Snatched with.
That garbage movie.
Yeah.
I made it through about 10 minutes of that movie. And
Amy Schumer like accidentally kills a dude.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm surprised at how good you are at this.
I'm sorry, I'm not an Amy Schumer fan.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't like. I think she steals a lot of jokes. I'm one of these people. I like comedy a lot. Yeah. I watch a lot of stand up, and she steals a lot of people's jokes.
For comedy, I just rewatch Mitch Hedberg over and over. So that's all I do. So,
rest in peace, Mitch Hedberg. Which, speaking of, I would just like to take a moment for
we got
Arlie Emery.
Arlie Emery. That's another one.
He passed away, and he was a very iconic drill sergeant.
I think I commented on this with Saving Silverman.
Yes.
Which was one of my favorite Arlie Emery roles.
I would say him or Toy Story.
Oh yeah, of course he was the Army Man.
Yep, he was the Army Man in Toy Story.
Yep. Was he in Men in Black? I don't know why I'm thinking he was in
No, he wasn't in Men in Black. He played the principal in a movie. I forget which movie.
I don't know. But I mean, he's obviously known for Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket. Now I gotta look it up.
And of course, since you have yours, I will mention mine. Harry Anderson, the late Harry Anderson. He was on Night Court as the judge.
Yes, I did. I saw that just this evening.
Yeah, 65. So not to take anything away from Arlie Emery, so we could obviously do that one afterwards. But
Arlie Emery was in 7, Texas Chainsaw Burning, Mississippi.
Yeah,
or Mississippi Burning. I mean,
if you needed some guy to be intense, this was your guy. So, and he was a go-to, and I mean, he's just freaking scary as hell, and he was so damn intimidating, in your face.
Real life Marine too, so that's.
Yes, he was. Yeah, I mean, he was in the war too, I believe.
Yeah, he was in Vietnam for a year and a half, I believe. I read.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he was in X-Men: The Last Stand.
I mean, he's been in a lot of movies and a lot of voice work, and big guy and Rusty the Boy Robot.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Roughnecks, the Starship Troopers Chronicles.
See, that's what we were talking before about Doom and all that, and I was thinking Starship Troopers was pretty awesome.
It was.
That was a great movie, and it was a bad movie that was framed. He was in Frighteners.
That's right. Oh. He played the Sergeant in Frighteners. How did we forget that one?
How do we not talk about Frighteners every week?
I don't know.
It's crazy.
We started on Rampage, now we're back to Frighteners, because that's a throwback to like our second episode.
Seriously. I mean, in terms of that, and I mean, they say make art that you would like to consume.
Yes.
You know, and that's and also make things that will either make you laugh or make you think or something along those lines. So that's what I feel like we do.
Yes.
You know,
we take you down memory lane
and I know we shift very quickly to things, but it's like it's all kind of fun stuff. I feel like Arlie Emery. My favorite role of his out of everything is like after you see him and all this stuff.
He was in Naked Gun?
He was in Briscoe County Jr.?
He was. He played Briscoe's dad.
If you can think about how this podcast has just come...
My mind, boom.
Because now we've got Bruce Campbell, our hero, and his father.
If you've never watched Briscoe County Jr.,
dude,
go find this show. It didn't last long. It only aired for like a year or two, but it was an amazing show.
They had his guy on there, and who was his buddy? Roscoe? Not Roscoe.
Man, you're making me think of all these names.
I know.
I'm
sorry.
I have not watched that show.
I thought that guy would have made the perfect Bishop from X-Men, and he
probably would have.
He had the mullet too, which was amazing. You know,
Defenders of Briscoe County Jr. Bruce Campbell. Oh, that was a great show.
It was awesome. Much better than Jack of All Trades.
Yes.
Yeah, I went there.
Julius Carey played Lord Bowler. Is that what you're thinking about?
No, it's a different guy.
You're not thinking of Socrates Poole, are you?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Who was this?
Christian Clemson. He played
John Bly. Oh, that was the guy. Okay, he was on Firefly too.
Yeah,
that guy. Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to think.
I don't know. You know, in terms of this, I'm not sure. It was like his sidekick.
Billy Drago. No, his sidekick was Julius Carey. That was Lord Bowler.
Yes, that's the guy I was thinking of. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I was right. Yeah.
That's not a challenge, so I ain't singing something.
Yeah.
He was show enough.
The Last Dragon.
Oh man. Yeah.
Now that I look at it, I'm like, wow, I see it now.
Yeah, I didn't see it before. Show enough. Awesome.
I'm sorry that we're reminiscing of Julius Carey.
Yeah, that's crazy.
His role.
Is that Don Knotts?
No, it's not.
It's John Astin.
Yeah, it's John Astin, Bruce Campbell, Julius Carey, and Christian Clemson.
So we started off this one talking about Rampage. Rampage is I'm guessing a bad movie. Is it as bad as Geostorm?
No.
Wow.
It is. Geostorm? It is far above Geostorm. Here we'll put this. I'll put it in the description. So if you don't want to watch the whole thing, you just want to know what I think about Rampage, I would give it a B.
Wow.
Like I said, it's entertaining. It's a movie, and there is a scene where you're kind of like, I feel The Rock's love for George, and it's an entertaining movie.
Did he learn that platonic love can exist between two men?
He did.
Okay.
But would I go buy this movie or watch it again? Probably not.
So are the visuals that good?
I would say, as a person who enjoys comic book movies, who enjoys sci-fi, that kind of stuff, you'll find enjoyment in the movie.
So they must have done a pretty good job considering this is not an original concept.
Like the graphics and the filming and everything is very well put together. It's a very, very good package movie. The script is a little weak.
So you like The Rock's package?
Oh, damn it.
Sorry.
I walked into that one.
Low-hanging fruit. Sorry. Had to take it.
But, like I said, the script's weak. The acting is perfectly fine. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's great. The Rock is great. The Rock's sidekick, I don't remember her name. She could be there or not be there. She doesn't really bring anything to the plot or anything.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, man, I don't think I've seen him in something bad. Like...
No, and that's why he's...
I do confuse him at times with Javier Bardem.
I think everybody does, because they do look alike.
It's like there's a clear difference between them, but it's like I feel like they play characters that are close enough. I'm like, was he in The Mexican? Was he in No Country for Old Men? No, it was the other one. I'm like,
did he go around shooting people with an air cannon? So it's not just me that confuses him with... No, they do look alike at first glance. I mean, if you looked at them straight on, you can see the difference, but like quick glance, you're like, wait a minute.
So I was hoping that like Kong on Skull Island would show up and just beat the shit out of all these other people.
I was thinking we should. Well, I was watching this movie, it popped into my head because we're starting kind of a battle thing.
Okay.
And I was thinking we should have George versus King Kong.
Ooh, okay. So I don't know much about George. I mean, I'll clearly take King Kong, but can I pick my King Kong?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm not going to pick like the old-fashioned stop-motion 1920s King Kong. You know, I'm not going to pick the Jeff Bridges King Kong. You know, with the 1970s version of it. I'm going to go with my favorite King Kong, which is going to be the one from the Peter Jackson King Kong.
Okay, so that's
just before Skull Island.
Yeah, I was about to say that. So not the newest, the second newest with the one with Jack Black and Adrian Brody.
Yes, yeah.
And
dude, Jack Black was great in that movie.
he was.
I saw him like fighting fisticuffs with a giant centipede, and I'm like, I
think he did play like this great.
He played the shit out of that role.
And we're talking about another Hanks movie, Colin Hanks.
Oh yeah, another Hanks.
He plays Jack Black's assistant.
Yeah, he does. He does. This is like his sophomoric role, I think.
Yeah,
like he had done Orange County and that.
Yeah.
Also with Jack Black.
Yes. I mean that's a good King Kong.
Okay.
The only thing that I still think Georgie might win though.
Well, I mean, you'd know. So I mean,
because the thing that their genetic mutation is they heal faster, they have more stamina, they have this, they have that.
Okay, cool. You know, I mean, so he's like a Wolverine.
He kind of is.
I can take the heat because you know why? I'm going to bet on that there's more people out there that know my version than know your version.
Yes, I would agree with that.
So I would say, I'll take this. I'm down in battles. You've still got at least one more on me. So I'll take this. I'll take this all the way to the bank, like The Rock did. So we'll post our challenge.
All right. Well, we'll go with
the challenge. Will be
George from Rampage versus King Kong, Peter Jackson style.
Yeah, Peter Jackson style.
Peter Jackson not dead today.
Not dead today.
But was eaten by a pack of rabbit wolves.
So speaking of dead today, we'll go back to Harry Anderson. Night Court. Did you watch Night Court?
I did. I mean, who didn't? If you were alive during the 80s and the 90s, who didn't watch Night Court?
We didn't have YouTube, children. We didn't.
Most of us didn't have cable.
Yeah, I mean, it was on like if there was rain outside or something like that. You were sitting in your house watching TV,
or if you were up late past your bedtime and your parents didn't know about it, you watched Night Court.
I just think of how great was that theme song. It was like all saxophone.
Yeah. Oh, this is the epitome of like television during our time.
Oh, it was so 80s. And it was like, it was the judge who was this guy who was a stand-up comedian that was on Saturday Night Live doing magic tricks. And he's like, yeah, your card. He's just doing like stuff like that. And it's like, Harry Anderson was friggin' hilarious.
Yeah.
He was the biggest star at the time, with the exception of who would become huge, Tim Curry, in the movie It, which was a made-for-TV movie. You've got the star of Night Court, and you've got like one of the hottest comics of the day, Harry Anderson, playing Richie. The older version of Richie at the end.
Richie. The only thing I ever think of Night Court's the bald cop.
Oh, you're thinking of Bull?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bull. It's like, I think of Dan Fielding, who I loved. John Larroquette.
Yeah.
What's the circus back in town? Or Roz.
Yeah.
Night Court was great.
Night Court was great. I mean,
you think it's like all the diverse shit we used to watch?
Well, the thing is, back when we were growing up, we actually had scripted shows. Mm-hmm. Not this crap reality that these kids grow up on. Like, the other day...
like podcasts?
Matthew brought up... He didn't know...
all right.
Matthew brought up comedians, and he's talking about people he thinks are funny, and I'm like, you don't know true comedians.
Oh, God. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, there's like the best of all time that I think of, and it's like they work together.
Yeah.
Like I think of George Carlin and Richard Pryor as like the two golden goose. But I love...
Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. And
well, of course, yeah. But I mean, in Car Wash, I think was Richard Pryor in Car Wash? I forget. I know he went with Carlin too. But I mean, I think of those guys as like for stand up. It's like fucking beating them.
Eddie Murphy back in the 80s was great.
Yeah.
I mean, Bill Cosby before Bill Cosby. Had his little
Bill
run-in.
Cosby was hilarious, man.
He was back in the day. I mean, honestly, you want to know who's actually been really funny, and I don't think has ever really gotten the credit due to him, is Sinbad.
You've lost me.
Sinbad's stand-up is actually funny.
Women be acting like zombies at the mall. Yeah.
If you actually listen to some of his stuff, it is funny.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Sinbad... I don't know if this was just a joke on Saturday or not, on Family Guy, but did Sinbad get his start from The Gong Show or from Star Search?
I have no clue.
Okay. Well, you don't have to look that up. So I will give you Sinbad is funny when he hosted Saturday Night Live and he played Black Lightning.
Yeah.
For like the death and the funeral of Superman. That was funny as shit. I mean, really, but I am a notorious critic of Sinbad. I am not a fan of Sinbad.
Sinbad movies suck.
Sinbad anything. Sinbad the breakfast cereal, I'm against. I know that people are like, oh, Jingle All the Way. I've never seen Jingle All the Way.
You've never seen Jingle All the Way?
No.
You've never seen Jingle All the Way?
I have not seen the full movie, no.
Oh, Jesus, man. I thought we were friends.
I guess. I don't know.
How could you not? You had Arnold Schwarzenegger running out and saying, Turbo Man. I need a Turbo Man dog.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've seen Carnosaur. I've seen a lot of Roger Corman movies. I've seen a lot of Skinamax films, man. Let me tell you, Shannon Tweed.
I've seen a lot of light porn movies. where
it's funny
where they just kind of rub on each other.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen Jack Frost, 2 different versions. Yeah. I saw the movie where Goldberg, the wrestler, played Santa Claus. They killed people. So, yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of movies, but I have not seen that one particular.
I think for Christmas we'll have to sit down and watch it.
We'll have to be our special.
Yes,
so.
We'll have a live viewing of it, and you can watch his reaction to Jingle All the Way.
Oh God, you're in live action. See, I can't even do that because now I'll be like checking my phone or something and be like, yeah, it's a good show, huh? Did you even see that Phil Hartman's in this movie? I'm like, he is.
Phil Hartman is in this movie.
I know because
you love Phil Hartman.
I really do have a passionate love for Phil Hartman. I actually played Phil Hartman's part in a play. Right when we did the living in a van down by the river, and so I played the whole Phil Hartman the dad part. Well, actually, Matt, we've always encouraged Robert on his writing. Dad, I wish you just shut your big yapper. My friend Bob, played the Chris Farley.
Well, naturally,
because he was obsessed with Chris Farley. So
who wasn't back in the 90s?
He's a little skinny Chris Farley though. So
everybody was obsessed with Chris Farley back in the day.
Well, I mean, if you think about and now if we shift into this, the biggest talents that have ever been on Saturday Night Live, Farley's got to be up there.
Well, I think as far as the biggest go, I don't know. It would be hard because you got Bill Murray.
Yep.
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase is not even in the top 5.
Jim Belushi.
Top 10.
Not Jim Belushi, John Belushi.
I would give you Dan Aykroyd over both of those.
Dan Aykroyd. I'm just trying to think of who was all on the original.
Eddie Murphy. Yep. Who has got to be
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. I mean, he was
short-lived, but he was on there.
Anthony Michael Hall was on there too.
Anthony Michael Hall was on there for a short-lived time.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah.
So you can't give her really credit
Chris
for
Rock.
that because she was terrible in that. Chris Rock.
Mike Myers, Dana Carvey.
Mike Myers might be number 3 out of all these. Because you think about with Shrek and all that, it's the dude's got money.
As far as top grossing movies, he has to be.
Shrek 2 made him more money than he needs for the rest of his life.
I would have to say he's probably actually maybe down the list because Bill Murray's number 1.
It's got to be Bill Murray number 1, Eddie Murphy number 2.
Eddie Murphy.
I'm thinking Mike Myers number 3 or Adam Sandler number 3.
Actually, Adam Sandler might be number 1. I forgot about Adam
I'm not
Sandler.
putting him over Bill Murray. No way.
I'm just talking about top grossing. I'm not talking about best.
Oh.
No.
I don't like this game anymore. I gotta say who I thought was the funniest. I
don't like your game. I quit. Pick me up.
But then there's Jimmy Fallon. There's Tina Fey. There's Tracy Morgan. There's Will Ferrell. There's Horatio Sands.
Yeah. Horatio Sands. The only movie I ever liked him in was Boat Trip.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
I love Boat Trip.
What about Road Trip? The other movie he was in where he's like, oh, you didn't want any powdered sugar? And he throws it down his pants and then he pulls it out. Or that one thing he was in.
Boat Trip with him and Cuba Gooding Jr. was great. I'm sorry. I love the part where Horatio Sands is yelling at Will Ferrell and he goes, hey! And then Cuba Gooding Jr. cuts him off and goes, hey! I'm a letter writer. Because they think they're gay.
All I can think of with Horatio Sands is that one sketch that he did with Will Ferrell where they were in a band and they learned just the very beginning part of Cutting Crew.
Yeah.
I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something to say. And that's all they learned. So they just kept playing that over and over. But I had to mention Horatio Sands because I feel like no one else would.
Oh, you forgot someone that we love.
No. Oh, wait. Dana Carvey.
No, Dana Carvey.
Don't say Chris Kattan.
Didn't say Chris Kattan.
That guy sucks.
You're forgetting the ladies man.
Oh, Tim Meadows.
The ladies man.
I love Tim Meadows. I'd put Tim Meadows in my top 10.
Yeah, I would put him
Garrett Morris.
As far as funny people go, he would be up there.
Tim Meadows was great. And you know what was great about Tim Meadows is that he was a straight man.
Yep.
You know, that went up there and he's like, yeah, we're not going to do that because that's gross. You know, it's like...
But yeah, I mean, funniest of all time on Saturday Night Live.
Massive head wound Harry. Oh, I think I need to sit down.
Should I just pause this so we can record a Saturday Night Live episode?
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
There's so much.
We've decided that this is our new format where we're just going to go and
That's
all
true.
that.
I need to just shut up.
So we're talking about Rampage, and we're talking about Star Wars. We're talking about Owen Wilson and
all right, Nick Cage,
Nicolas Cage, and Michael Keaton's here, and he's hold on a second. Yeah, yeah. Wait till they hello to me. Yeah, we're just rolling with it, man.
Yeah, let's just roll with it.
Let the people listen.
Podcast, this is episode number 2, I guess. We'll just start calling it episode number 2.
We're
talking about Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
And who do we think is the funniest? And in the rankings. And I think we both agree Bill Murray's numero uno.
You know who I really want to give some credit to here? Bill Hader.
Yeah.
Bill Hader has got to be... Like, Taron Killam's pretty funny, too. And I know he's already gone and all that. Bill Hader, in the time that he was there, I think he was on like 4 or 5 seasons. He's friggin' amazing. Like, he does the best, like, impressions and all that. He did, like, an impression versus Andy Samberg, and they were going back and forth and all that. And it's like, he had, like 27 impressions that he did, and they're all spot on. And his, not De Niro, who was it? Al Pacino. His Al Pacino is so spot on, it's hilarious.
Well, he's got that new show out right now, too.
The Bill, or... No, not the Bill.
I can't think of it.
It's he's a
Barry.
Hitman. Barry. He's a hitman that doesn't want to be a hitman.
Yeah, he's got Barry now.
Yeah. So I would say I would honestly put Bill Hader up towards the top of the list because he was freaking hilarious. I'm not giving it to Chevy Chase because I feel like he's tame. Like he's really been tame.
Well, that's because nobody wants to work with him anymore.
Yeah. David Spade funny.
Billy Crystal
not really on there.
Kevin Nealon.
I love Kevin Nealon. I'm a big Kevin Nealon fan.
Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, I mean...
Will Forte.
Kevin Hart was on Saturday Night Live.
Maybe he was a writer.
You know who else is really funny? Jay Farrow.
Yeah.
Jay Farrow was really funny. Oh,
Molly Shannon.
Teachers and students. I mean, I'm not a huge Molly fan. And shit. Oh, Bobby Moynihan, very funny. Yeah. Lorraine Newman was just there.
Anna Gasteyer.
I hated her. I cannot name one character that she did that I actually liked.
Seth Meyers.
And he's not funny.
Chris
Seth
Rock.
Meyers. So I'm going to go on the record of this. Seth Meyers has the worst comedic delivery of all time.
He does.
He is so terrible.
He's this newer generation's David Spade.
Good night, everybody. He's just so bad.
Yeah, David Spade.
Billy Crystal is funny.
Crystal.
And I mean, Jason Sudeikis has his moments.
He's got a hot wife.
Yeah, he does. Ladies like Jason Sudeikis, apparently.
He married, what's her name from Cowboys and Aliens?
Olivia Wilde.
Yes, that's what I couldn't think of her name.
I remember her from the Black Donnellys.
Yes.
Fred Armisen is very funny. Maya Rudolph has her moments. She's really funny.
Adam Sandler. Martin Short.
Can't even count him. He was on like a handful of episodes in one season, like with Christopher
Dennis Miller.
Not funny. So hold on, stop the presses.
Stop the presses.
Dennis Miller, not funny.
He's not. He's more of the sarcastic, dry humor.
I get where he's going, and he took the Weekend Update in a different direction. You know, after it was like, okay, it's not funny jokes, and it's like maybe closet racism or something. You know, like into the whole thing. I mean, in what he did, Kevin Nealon did better, and Norm Macdonald killed.
Yes.
It's friggin' hilarious. You know, also done, Frank Stallone.
Daryl Hammond.
Daryl Hammond, definitely. Very funny.
Just cover Sean Connery during
Kenan Thompson, also very funny.
Oh, I mean, Kenan and Kel, come on. Jane Curtin.
Not really funny.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald's great. I mean, that's great. So, I mean, and there's others too. I always thought Jan Hooks was hot.
She wasn't bad.
Yeah. I mean, what he's doing...
Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig's pretty talented. So, and I know you're not a big fan of Kate McKinnon.
Nah, I mean, on Saturday Night Live, she's okay. I wasn't a fan of her in Ghostbusters. I thought she was just over the top.
I think she's super talented. I mean, she can do it all.
Jon Lovitz.
Jon Lovitz. I love Jon Lovitz. So good.
Tracy Morgan.
Yeah. Tracy Morgan's great. Wow, this is a weird ass list.
Chris Farley, Bill Hader.
It's like that thing where two midgets
Tina Fey.
they dance over a fire hydrant and
Amy Poehler. I wouldn't put Amy Poehler.
You know what? And that's another thing too. Amy Poehler is such an acquired taste. She not my thing.
Gilda
and when I
Radner?
see her, she's just like awkward rather than funny. Gilda Radner was funny.
Gilda Radner
Definitely.
was funny.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd. I'm a huge Dan Aykroyd fan.
John Belushi.
You know what? Meh.
Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman. Yeah, Phil Hartman's in the top 5.
Will Hartman. They put Eddie Murphy as number 1. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy was funny. I don't think he was the funniest.
Eddie Murphy saved Saturday Night Live. Eddie Murphy and Joe Piscopo and all that, those two together, their chemistry and everything, they literally saved Saturday Night Live.
My mother hit me once.
I mean, you think about it, that is the best part of Johnny Dangerously. You shouldn't hang me on a hook, Johnny. My father hung me.
Oh, come on. There was other great parts. Like, I love the part when the chase scene, and he's pulling the color of the car.
Baby ducks.
And it's the captain from
Red,
Gilligan.
my favorite color.
That's from Gilligan. It's the captain from Gilligan.
He's like, I'll tell you.
I'll be on the lookout for a car covered in ducks.
I need a drink. That was the skipper?
Yeah, it was the skipper from Gilligan.
I do love Johnny Dangerously. It was a great movie.
But yeah, it was great.
I mean, Saturday Night Live over the years has had great people. I feel like some of them were kind of shoved down your throats, and it was one of those things where it was good. And everybody talks about like, oh, Belushi this, Belushi that. Belushi was funny, but I think that he was more funny in things like the tiny chocolate donuts and like the cheeseburger. Then it's like when you put him in like I want to feed your fingertips to the Wolverines. You know, it's like I'm like. You got the killer bees. Yeah. You know, that's...
See, I think, too, because there's always the debate which generation has the best Saturday Night Live cast.
Our generation, clearly.
And I think it comes down to what you watched when you were in, like, that growing up age group. Like, my parents naturally say the original, because those are all the actors they grew up with.
Yeah.
Us, we say it's our generation, because we love the characters and everything from our generation.
But that's the thing, too. And if you look at it, when do you graduate from that, right? That's Ghostbusters, dude.
It is.
It's freaking Ghostbusters. It's a Saturday Night Live cast. You know, like, you get, like, 2 of the guys, you know, in one of the most iconic movies of our generation. You know, and then it's like, okay, then we have another one, which is Wayne's World, and it's like, which one is better? Holy fuck. I mean, if you've got to make a choice between Ghostbusters and Wayne's World...
Oh, that'd be tough, because Ghostbusters is my childhood.
I don't even know how to quantify that.
But Wayne's World is like life.
Wayne's World has been described by me as the near-perfect movie.
It really is. And like, oh, man, you'd be putting... I couldn't choose.
I don't know what to say.
My head will just explode.
I don't even know what to say. But it's like if I was to take it and, you know, put it up against like a Billy Madison versus like a Trading Places or something like that.
No, not gonna hold up.
Well,
Trading Places is better.
Trading Places is a great movie, right? And it's got Dan Aykroyd in it, and it's got Eddie Murphy in it. So now you've got 2 different versions from Saturday Night Live versus, you know, this young upstart or something like that. And Billy Madison maybe not the best movie version of that to go against him. But
we also have like Black Sheep,
fucking
Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy's amazing.
Those are great movies.
Movie. Yeah. I mean, Trading Places is a great movie too. And it's just, is that going to rate on where, you know, I was...
Well, you also have Caddyshack.
Which...
Actually, that's pre-Saturday Night Live, actually, though.
No, it's not, because it's National Lampoon. That was...
National Lampoon was out before Saturday Night Live, though.
Yeah, but they had all the Saturday Night Live actors. So they had, you know, obviously Chevy Chase, and then they had Bill Murray in the movie.
And actually, we should make a trip.
And Brian Doyle Murray.
Bill Murray and his brother just opened a Caddyshack-themed restaurant in Rosemont.
Yes.
If you're in the Rosemont or O'Hare Airport area, Bill Murray just opened a restaurant.
They had one in Florida. So yeah, we absolutely should do that.
Chevy Chase also has a golf course out here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to work over by it. There's a Chevy Chase Country Club.
Oh, all right then. I know there's a Chevy Chase city. I think it's in Maryland or something.
Maybe.
Like Chevy Chase, Maryland. It's
Maybe.
Or Delaware.
We're in Delaware.
So since we tie everything back to Star Wars, do you remember those auditions that they did on Star Wars for like different... I think that was when Kevin Spacey was hosting.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, Jack Lemmon as this," and I'm like, "Wow, how."
I think they always bring that back because even recently they just did and they had 50 Cent and they had a bunch of people.
Who would he play?
They were all trying out for Han. They're all trying out for Han Solo.
Oh, for Han Solo. Could you imagine how different Han Solo would have been if he was played by Billy D. Williams?
He'd be smooth.
I love you. I know. You know.
I know you do. Now try my fried.
No, he'd be like, oh, of course you do. Now, let me just qualify this. He keeps saying that because he's talking about Undercover Brother. That's what he's saying.
The greatest Billy D. Williams.
You have to qualify this because otherwise you sound like an abject racist.
Well,
have you thought of that?
This is the podcast. We talk a lot about movies.
Yes.
So if you
we have another episode that has not aired
our thing
yet.
is just all references.
Yes.
So I'm not saying anything racist. These are references in movies, and I'm sorry if you do find them racist.
Yeah.
Because he is opening a chain of fried chicken restaurants.
He did. He was a general, and I mean that's
Han Solo's fried chicken. It's
Solo's
galaxy kicking.
Yeah, you know it's it goes through you faster than the Kessel Run.
Now serving on the Death Star.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle.
Oh, Dave Chappelle.
He could play Chewie.
No, he'd be C-3PO.
He would.
That would be. Damn.
Oh, yeah.
That's another guy. I mean, like Chappelle Show was great and all that, and they obviously had Charlie Murphy, and Charlie Murphy to me kind of made that show.
I think Charlie Murphy.
Him and like was it Levon something, the Ashy Larry?
Yeah. Well, the thing is Charlie Murphy became funnier than his brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think
his brother went crazy.
Yeah, his brother is just junk now.
Yeah,
and that's the sad part. Eddie Murphy and Beverly Hills Cops were great.
Yep.
You know, I'm trying
so
to
you're saying you didn't like Pluto Nash?
Oh, no.
I Spy? Was he an I Spy?
He was an I Spy. I Spy was funny.
Yeah, that was the good one.
Because
Pluto Nash was bad.
I love that because we were talking about spy movies one time. We never filmed that. We were talking about we need to do a whole podcast on spy movies. Mm-hmm. And I Spy came up because I just thought about the scene with Eddie Murphy and Owen Wilson hands him this. He's like, here, put this on. He's like, oh, it's a spy man. Wait a minute, is this a sock?
That's pretty silly. I mean, that was a good one. And I mean, Eddie Murphy's been in some good stuff, and he's been in some bad stuff.
You may
I think that if you look at anything past 1996, you're probably looking at, if it's a dramatic role...
Dr. Dolittle was the start of the end.
That was it. I mean, and I think it was one of those things where it's like, the clumps and all that was just bullshit.
Hercules.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not good.
So yeah, I think Dr. Dolittle was...
Haunted Mansion?
I mean, I get it. He had kids, so he wanted to go do the kids movie thing, if that's what it is, or if that's all he was offered. But yeah, after Dr. Dolittle, well, the start of Dr. Dolittle, it just kind of went...
It's funny because Adam Sandler kind of went through that Eddie Murphy period, right?
Yeah.
And we had talked before about how it's like, oh, he's got so many shitty movies. It's like, he really doesn't. He didn't go full Eddie Murphy. You know?
It's true.
Into Tropic Thunder. I mean, but it's like he didn't, because it's like you could look at his worst role, which I would say is arguably Jack and Jill or Little Nicky.
I don't know. I think that new one overtakes
the Six.
The Ridiculous Six I actually liked. I'm talking about Sandy Wexler.
Sandy Wexler. That
one. I think that trash. Overtook Jack and Jill. I can watch Jack and Jill more than I can watch Sandy Wexler.
Sandy Wexler is a self-indulgent. I know a whole bunch of people in Hollywood, and we're going to make a movie.
Yes, I have a bunch of friends, and we're all just wanting to get a little bit of money, so we're going to all be.
It was your movie 43.
Yeah,
very similar to that. It was not great.
Yeah,
and I mean he played.
This movie 43 had some funny parts.
It did, yeah. Like
Sandy Wexler had none. Not a single thing in that movie made me laugh.
It was not great. Like, to be honest,
it wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I watched it, and just like I've watched every Adam Sandler movie, like The Cobbler was really good.
The Cobbler was fantastic. That one totally caught me by surprise.
I don't know that I've seen all of Punch Drunk Love.
I've watched it.
Do you remember anything about it?
I remember little bits of it.
Yeah.
And I know some people are like, oh, it's amazing. It's okay. I like Spanglish.
I did like Spanglish, yeah.
But yeah, The Cobbler was that was fantastic. what's the Adam Sandler movie? It'll be okay.
Can we talk about like pretty much the ultimate date movie is 50 First Dates?
Yeah,
that's kind of like if you have one go-to
date
movie.
Peanut butter cups. Yeah. You want me to put peanut butter cups in your eggs?
Look at this, it's Spam. Yeah, they love freaking Spam. Yeah,
well, that's true of Hawaii.
Yeah, oh yeah. But it's funny too because in the animal kingdom, the walrus actually has the second largest penis in the world.
I have the first.
And Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah. See, everything ties back together so nicely.
Yeah, no, but I mean, going back to people in Saturday Night Live who are funny. I mean, I think we're leaving out someone who is incredibly funny, and I can't think of really any unfunny movies. Really, is Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I mean, Will Ferrell's he's kind of like this guy that you look at him and he just looks silly and looks funny, and I don't know that he's everybody's taste, and I equate him in that aspect to Ben Stiller.
Yeah,
because Ben Stiller is not for everybody. But if he's for you, you'll like him.
I think, okay, every movie he does is not for you, but you can always find one that everyone likes.
I agree, but I am partial because I think he's hilarious.
I think he's hilarious, too.
And I thought he was not great on Saturday Night Live. I thought that the Perfect Cheer stuff was not funny.
No,
anything
the cheering...
he did with Anna Gasteyer, not funny.
Bush.
His Bush was funny.
Bush was hilarious.
But then you put him in like, oh, I'm a retired musician and this is my wife and we're going to sing the stupid songs. I'm like, you're terrible, dude. I'm like, that's just not funny.
Well, he was in one of the funny skits with the person.